Hello, hello, hello. Hey, girl, hey. So I can't even really believe that I am making this video, but I did want to make a video on my surgeon. Of course, this video is concerning an ethnic rhinoplasty or nose job that I had in Turkey. So I'm just going to tell y'all a little bit because I really enjoyed my experience for the most part. It is a few things that I do wish was different. But nevertheless, it's done. I can't believe it's done, but here we go. All right, so, and I have some notes here so I can kind of stay on track. My doctor was Dr. Ahmet. Girl, now to pronounce his last name, those Turkish last names, Lord have mercy. I'm just going to enter it in so y'all can see the name because I don't even want to butcher it. Like, I had it when I met him and he pronounced it for me. Girl, I was saying it like over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then shit, it just seems like I forgot. So anyway, I had it in Istanbul, Turkey. Love Turkey. Oh my God, love it so much. And my surgery date was 4/23/22. And today is June 12th. So a little, almost 2 months post-op. All right. And so now the reason why I chose Dr. Ahmet, again, that's his first name. I enter in his last name. But the reason why I chose him is his high level experience in revisions. And I know that might be kind of odd. Like, why would I choose a doctor based on revisions? But I just feel like if you can correct a nose that didn't turn out so well. I mean, because girl, he's definitely corrected some hideous looking noses, like for real. And so I was like, okay, so if you have experience doing that, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't have any issues with doing it right the first time. Hey, it could, I mean, I know revisions can happen because I think I might have one. I don't know yet. But anyway, so now another thing the reason why I chose him is because he communicated to me directly. So when I reached out to his Instagram, I could tell, which I was so surprised because he is so busy, that I was actually speaking to the doctor itself because of the language that he was using, the terminology that he was using. And he was really, really hands-on, like from the time I reached out to him to, I mean, even now, if I, send him a message. He does have an assistant. I really had limited interactions with her. She did collect the money when it was time for me to have surgery. And then I think on my, the visit that you go before you have surgery, she was there. But other than that, I really didn't speak to her much. But she is really, really nice, and his office is beautiful. Another reason why is I love the shape of his noses. Now, let me say this. He really doesn't have a lot of black women on his page, but I like the shape of them. So I was more so looking for a natural Barbie nose. My nose starting out, it wasn't really wide. So I think my main concern was just kind of taking my nostrils in a bit and having somewhat of a natural slope. I didn't want a super Barbie nose where it was all pointy and too high. I will tell you this, as soon as I got the surgery, girl, I was looking like Miss Piggy, and I'll get to that in a minute. So the hotel that I chose to stay was the Radisson Blu Asia. And if you're familiar with Turkey, Turkey has two sides. It has the European side, and then it has the Asia side. And you can kind of dig through the history on that. But in order to get to either side, you would either have to take a ferry, which I did a few times, and I'll enter in some pictures. It was very crowded. And it takes about, I would say about an hour, no, about 35 to 45 minutes to get to each side via ferry. But it's an absolute serene ride. It's so pretty. The water is beautiful. The people were pretty cool too. But I will say they were staring at me like I'm crazy because you really didn't see too many blacks. But I just smiled back and kept it moving. Now, let me tell y'all this about this hotel really quick. So I ended up staying at the Radisson Blu, right? But before that, I had actually, because I was getting my teeth done, and the dentist, the hotel that the dentist uses is called Biotel or something like that. And girl, when I tell you, it was so hood and ghetto. It did not have Wi-Fi, or if it did have Wi-Fi, it was just a hot ghetto slow mess. But they did put me in a suite. But I was just like, yeah, no, this is it. And then everyone in the hotel, they didn't really speak English. So that was a problem. And also, the food was hideous. So yeah, I had a friend that I actually met on IG prior to me going to Turkey this second time, and she was staying at the Radisson Blue Asia due to her having her rhinoplasty done. I think she went to I'll enter in the clinic. I can't remember, and I was actually looking into this clinic, but it just really didn't work out. The hotel that this doctor prefers is actually closest to him, and it is called the Golden Tulip. From what I heard, the hotel is really nice, and I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes from his office. Again, I didn't choose a hotel close to him because of the fact that I was having my teeth done, which required more appointments, which I needed to be closer to that side versus his side. Now, the hospital. I'm going to enter in the name. And I Googled the hospital. The hospital was like 3 or 4 stars. So I was a little bit apprehensive, a little bit nervous on that. I really wanted to have my surgery at Memorial Hospital. It's like the best hospital in Turkey, supposedly. It is a newer hospital as well. But I think their fees are so expensive. Not too many doctors have surgery there. And if they do, then it would be a doctor that probably charges 5 to 10 times more than he does. Now, the hospital, it was less than pleasant. Let me just say that. Now, upon check-in, the staff was just a little bit rude. And I don't even know if I could really say that they were rude. I would more so say that they were really short and just not very informative. However, that could be because of the language barrier. They did not speak English at all, and so I had to communicate with them through Google Translate. Called the taxi, and girl, he was driving a hot mess. If you've ever been to Turkey, the taxi rides are, whew, girl, they will give you a panic attack for real. So as soon as you enter into the ER, the staff checks you in. You'll sign a few forms. The forms were written in Turkish. Luckily, I did not sign my life away, nor my bank account or anything else that's important, because I could not tell. I can't tell you right now what those papers said, like for real. Hopefully, I don't know what they said. Once I got to my room, I've actually met a lady that spoke English and Turkish, and she explained to me what I signed. If you can get a translator or whatever, girl, don't be signing nothing you don't understand, but I did. It had like certain words in English, like it would say like medication, but you could tell it meant medication, but it didn't mean medication or whatever. But anyway, yeah, it was not written in English. Once I was done, I probably waited like about 10 to 15 minutes. They did take me up to my room. The room was okay. It was very basic. But it was extremely clean. I will say that. I think I was expecting a little bit more. And then my my hospital like room, the window was facing an apartment building, so that was kind of strange too, because I could hear the kids outside playing and people cooking. I could see inside their homes and people was just living life while I'm in the hospital. So that was, kind of different than, of course, here in the States. I rarely have been to a hospital where it's that in close proximity to someone's living quarters. I was in the room probably about 45 minutes, I would say about 35 to 45 minutes. And then the doctor's assistant came in. She was so sweet. She was so pumped and excited. That's when I paid her. She said, oh, well, the doctor will be in to say hello to you. For now, you can just rest. And that's kind of what I did. Then shortly after, a young lady came to draw my blood. And it was so funny. I'll introduce some clips on that as well, because she didn't speak English. And so we had to communicate through Google Translate. So they took the blood to take test.
Do you have medicine?
No medicine, no.
Allergy?
No.
Smoking?
No. I smoked hookah maybe like a week ago.
Alcohol? Alcohol?
Uh, oh, alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah. No alcohol, no.
Did you have surgery?
Yes. Breast reduction. Small. Small.
Okay.
Tummy tuck. Tummy.
Tamam.
Tummy tuck. That's it. Oh, weight loss. Weight loss.
Gastrik
Ah.
bypass.
Gastric sleeve.
Tamam, sleeve.
About 2 hours later, I was like awakened by two nurses, and they're coming out like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Time to get surgery, time to do surgery. And I have anxiety a little bit, so my heart is racing. I'm like, hold on, whoa, wait a minute, wait. Let's slow down. I'm not sure if you guys are late or what, but what we're not going to do is have my blood pressure up before I go under. So I need you guys to calm down and everything will be just fine. And so they were like, oh, sorry. So they put on my compression socks, my gown or whatever. I got dressed and I was wheeled to the OR. When I got to the OR, I've had surgery before, so the first thing I want to do is meet the anesthesiologist. I want to see who's putting me to sleep. I want to meet them. I want to speak to them. I want to let them know that I am counting on you to wake me up. And this is the kicker. The anesthesiologist, girl, he had to be like 75 years old. Matter of fact, he told me he was 76. Yeah, he was 76 years old. He's trained like all in the US. He's actually been to Atlanta, where I'm from, and he was such a doll. Now, he was sitting in a chair. When I rolled up and they put me on the OR table, he was sitting in a chair next to my bed. And, he had all the equipment next to him or whatever. And I was like, are you good? And he was just explaining to me, how Turkey, I should say the Turkish system is different. So, like here in the US, people retire at 65 or 60, I don't know. But it's not quite like that there for them. Sometimes they do have to work a little bit longer than normal. But not only that, for some reason, I was really confident in his skills and abilities. He was like, I've been an anesthesiologist for, over 30, 40 years. I actually teach now. And so he pulls out his cell phone and he shows me a few videos of him. I'm assuming he was giving a lecture to surgeons or whatever, I'm thinking. So anyway, so he held my hand and he was like, look, I do this every day, all day, maybe 50 times a day with children. And so he said, no worries. I'm definitely going to make sure that you wake up. He said, you won't even know that you've been asleep. Side note, the hospitals, and I've had surgery in Mexico. I've had surgery, of course, in the US. But Turkey, this hospital was just so odd. I just want to throw this in here. As I'm going to the OR, I hear this brand new baby like, wah, right? And I look over from my bed and I see this cute little, tiny little, he still had, like birth on him. And he was in the hallway. And I'm thinking, and I see the mom with her legs up. Like, that's how close the operating room was to each other. It was just so odd to see that. But anyway, seeing that baby, though, really calmed me down and eased my nerves because I just saw life. And I was like, you know what, God, maybe that's a sign for me to just chill, because he was just so adorable. Little tiny little thing. Had to have been maybe an hour old, if that. Right before they put me out, he's just talking to me. He's telling me, he said, oh, I'm entering in the anesthesia. I also told him too, before I go on, that at that time I had temporary teeth in because I was getting my teeth done. So I was scared that maybe I would swallow my teeth when they put that, that trach thing down your mouth to help you breathe. And he was like, oh, no, I'm going to be gentle. I'm going to be gentle. Because the girl that I told you guys that I met previously, her throat was so sore. from having surgery from that tube down her throat. So I was really concerned about that. And he was like, no, no, don't worry. I'm going to be very gentle with you. So they put me to sleep. It seemed, and I was trying to fight it. I really was. And I couldn't, girl. They gave me the drugs and I was out. So apparently the doctor told me that they woke me up and he said that I was in surgery about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I was in complete panic mode when I woke up. Remember I told you earlier, girl, I suffer from a little panic attacks. And so I was shivering. I was cold. Again, this hospital just was kind of dingy looking. So I'm waking up and I'm just like, oh my God. Then I have all this stuff, I could feel I have stuff on my face, you know what I mean? Not oxygen, but I had this stuff on my face, on my nose. So I'm like freaking out. And so I'm asking him, I said, hey, can you give me something for panic? And the doctor, he's beside me. He's like, oh, no, you're fine. Just take some rest. You're good. You're just acting this way because of anesthesia. So I don't really think they took me serious when I said I was panicking, but I got over it. So I was wheeled to my room. I'm such a strong, able-bodied person that I did not wait on them to take me to the bathroom or anything. I just immediately, as soon as I woke up from the short nap, I got up using the bathroom. I do not suggest that because I did feel a little woozy, but I just wanted to push my body and then to also let my mind know that I was okay. You know what I mean? Like I had to assure myself that I was just fine. You girl, you all right. You're breathing. You're alive. Chill out. Once I got up, they gave me some soup and like some bread. Girl, they got this bread and it comes in like a packet. And I think they get it from this bakery that bakes it daily. It was so good. It was so fresh, so soft, heavenly. I couldn't taste the soup because, of course, the doctor had already told me that they put these like tampon looking things up your nose to catch the drainage. So I couldn't taste anything for a whole week. One thing I didn't notice is the first thing I did was check under my breast because I wanted to know, if they use rib cartilage. Because my friend that I had met previously, they cut her under her breast and she was just saying how, it was hard for her to move around and she was very uncomfortable. But I checked under mine and I wasn't cut. So I was like, and remember, I couldn't see my nose. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he didn't use cartilage, rib cartilage. What in the world is going on? And I also noticed that my throat wasn't sore. So I was like, okay, well, maybe the anesthesiologist know a little something. Okay. So I really wasn't that uncomfortable. The nurses that came to check on me, they were so sweet. And one of the male nurses, he brought his girlfriend in. She had her nose done, I think maybe 3 or 4 months prior by another doctor. But she kind of eased my fears. She was telling me what I experienced or what I was experiencing, was normal, that the anesthesia was having me, acting all crazy. Another thing too, girl, listen, that anesthesia had me calling people. I had got my cell phone. I'm calling my best friend saying, hey, let me fly you to Turkey. Oh my God, acting crazy. And she just assured me that the reason why it was perfectly normal. My nose was literally clogged for a week. I could barely sleep. To me, that was the worst part. Like that first week, if I could say the worst part about everything, it was that. Now, the doctor gave me a prescription to have my nose, to get like some saltwater wash or whatever to clean my nose. I tried to clean my nose, which I don't even know why they tell you to do that when you have these tampon things in your nose. I digress. But I tried. It didn't work. I cleaned it the best way I could. I also cleaned it with Q-tips. I wanted to go back to the young lady, my new friend that I met. She's an RN and she made me like a little medication bag. And that bag had like pain pills, gauzes for your nose because your nose do drain a lot. And you'll be putting like a drip pad for your nose to drain on for about 3 to 4 days. So I say that to say the medication that she gave me, which you are not supposed to do. So I am not telling you to do this. I'm just saying that the medication that they had in Turkey did not match up to the medication that we have here in the US. And so I was a little bit more comfortable. So if you could bring something, bring something. On the 5th day, the cast was removed and these little tampon things were taken out. That was the best feeling ever. Like it's almost, it was so cold and cool when he took it out. It's a little bit uncomfortable because, you know, they do stitch it in, but once they cut the stitches, which did not hurt at all, they pulled it out and it was only like a little pressure. I thought it was gonna hurt and I'm like, and then the doctor was like, I haven't even touched you. And I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. So, but I thought it was gonna hurt, but it didn't. When he took it out, girl, and used the little, he has this suction thing and like he sticks it all the way up. It feels like it's about to suction your brains out, but it really just sucks out all the old blood and things like that out your nose. And oh my God, I felt so much better. I was just ready to eat because I have been eating things, but I could not taste them. So I was really just eating just to eat because my mind knew that I wanted to eat, but it wasn't really enjoyable because I literally could not taste anything. Now, the weird part about it is my friend who got her nose done, she could taste everything. So I don't know. I guess everyone is different because she was enjoying her food, her sandwiches, her coffee, her teas. And unfortunately, I couldn't taste anything. Let's talk about the cost. I know y'all want to know the cost. I know y'all want to know the cost. All right. So I paid $3,000 USD. Okay. I think to get the package, he did offer a package. I think it was like another 1,000 with it. And that was for transportation along with that hotel that I told you about. But I mean, I've been to Turkey 3 times now, so I'm kind of comfortable with taking a taxi to the airport, and I'm comfortable with taking a taxi to go out and have fun, to have fun and sightseeing and things like that. So like it wasn't a big deal to me, I guess, not to have the package. The things I would say that you would need to make your stay a little bit comfortable would be hire an overnight nurse that speaks Turkish. And I do have companies there that will assist you. I think if I had an overnight nurse I think that would have helped a lot. That number one would have helped me with my panic. And then number two, it would have just helped, like, you know, I needed something to drink. Like if I needed to get up, anything. Oh, and they also would have went and got my prescriptions. Sorry, my nose itching. Still healing. Yeah, so before I go on any further, let's take a look at my nose. So let's see if I can show you guys. So this is up close. This is my left side. Okay. And I'm gonna come closer. So I had stitches here and here, and this is my right side. Right side, and I had stitches there. Now the cool thing about it is some people have a lot of scarring, and I mean I'm only 2 months post-op, almost, not quite. On the 22nd it will be 2 months post-op, but I don't have any scarring. And so this is my nostrils. I don't know if you can see. Come a little closer. Okay. And let's see. So if you can see the bridge here. Okay. And then the bridge. Okay. I love it, y'all. Like, I really do. I'll tell you this. It took a minute for me to like get used to seeing myself with this nose. It's not that much of a big difference from my old nose, which I like, but I will say it took me a minute to kind of get used to it. I also say this, when you go to Turkey, don't just sit in the hotel and not do anything. Like, go out. I met a guy from Germany. We went out for drinks. He was such a cute guy. I met him at the hotel, and we went and had some fun. We went to Salt Bay's restaurant, had some fun with the cab drivers. The hotel that I was at, it was in close proximity to like a lot of restaurants and bars and things. So me and the young lady I met, and her fiance actually flew to Turkey while she was there, so he actually helped us a lot too. But anyway, we walked to the mall, and I went and got Botox under my arms because I was sweating. And even though my insurance pays for it, girl, they want to take they like to take you through all kind of hoops and challenges. I paid $100 to get Botox under my arms, and when I tell you, haven't seen a drop of sweat, and it is 100 degrees here in Atlanta, and I don't suffer from wet spots under my arms anymore, and I sweat. And so thank you, Lord, for that. So anyway, my whole point in telling you that is, oh, and I went and got a pedicure, and like I'm really adventurous when I go to Turkey now. I really like it there. I went to the club. Yeah, so let's just kind of hone everything back so the video isn't so long. I paid about $600 for my airfare. The hotel cost was about $700, and then I spent about $500. I was there for 2 weeks because I was there for a week for my teeth, about 7 days for my teeth, and I was there a week for my nose. So I was there quite a long time. So that's why I didn't have to spend $500 because it's really cheap in Turkey, especially if you know how to, I would say, negotiate. So I just spent $500 because I like to have a good time. Oh, and I also got 2 tattoos. Both of them were cover-ups, and the artist did an amazing job. So yeah, I think that's about it. I didn't want to hold you guys too long. If you have any questions, any concerns, let me know. I will help you. I will try to answer them the best that I can. Yeah, I think overall I'm very happy. Me getting my nose done though is just the beginning, because I do want a ponytail lift. Again, I am 39. I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in February. And so I would like somewhat of a mid facelift just for maintenance purposes, but that's down the line. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to my video. Again, if you have any other questions or you want to know anything about Turkey, I can definitely help you. All right. Peace, y'all.